Hello YouTube, Vlogging Rants here, and this week my video is on Donald Trump and two right-wing idiots defending him, along with Islamophobia and Muslims and Islam and ISIL. Yeah, there's going to be a fair bit in this video, so this is probably going to be a longer video than I normally do. Let's begin.
So, we put out a statement today. We watched this, and it's impossible to watch this gross incompetence that I watched last night. And we put out a statement a little while ago, and these people are going crazy. They won't report it properly. Shall I read you the statement? Donald J. Trump is calling for, now listen, you got to listen to this one because this is pretty heavy stuff, and it's common sense, and we have to do it. Remember the poll numbers. 25%, 51%. Remember the poll numbers. Okay, so remember this. So listen. Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. We have no choice. We have no choice. We have no choice.
Okay, multiple problems with this. Firstly, let's just clarify something here. There is a difference between Islam and Muslims. Secular Talk made this comparison first, but it is accurate. We made a differentiation between the Ku Klux Klan and regular Christians. So why don't we do the same thing, differentiating ISIS from regular Muslims? Donald Trump is being very bigoted with that statement, and I personally think that confirms that he is unfit to be president, along with all of the other stupid shit he has said. Now I'm going to be butchering this quote from Secular Talk. I'm probably going to be crediting Kyle a fair bit in this video. You cannot go and say that jihad in Islam is bad and all Muslims are bad. That is stupid. It is also equally stupid to say that Islam and jihad is good, because it isn't, and Muslims are good. What you do is that you take the logical middle ground. Islam and jihad is bad, but ordinary Muslims are trying to flee ISIS. They're not necessarily bad. They could very well be good people. And the standing ovation that Donald Trump got from his bigoted audience cheering for a bigot is pathetic. This is the monster you guys created, you stupid Republicans. You guys are so far to the right now that Murdoch, Rupert Murdoch, according to you guys, is left-wing propaganda. According to right-wing Americans. Murdoch's papers, they include, as regular columnist, Andrew Bolt, a fundamentalist Christian and a far right-winger for Australia. Someone I think is an almighty lunatic. This, what Donald Trump is promoting, is fascism. A nationalist, authoritarian, far-right government and social organisation. Just as a bit of a comparison for how far right-wing fascism is, the Nazis were fascists. Hitler said similar things. There are a lot of people drawing comparisons between Hitler and Donald Trump, and honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's a pretty good comparison. And just to point out, ISIS, henceforth referred to as Daesh, are of the Sunni sect. The vast majority of Muslims we're getting as refugees are Shias. Daesh execute Shias because they're the wrong sect of Islam. They will kill all of the other sects of Islam before they even go after the West. In Israel, who are fighting Daesh, 90 to 95% of the whole population of Muslims, according to the CIA, is Shia. This group of Muslims is against Daesh. Daesh are going against the other sect of Islam, even before they go after the West. But it gets even better. You see, even if he doesn't mean it, he is playing straight into the hands of Daesh. This is something this terror group actually said. I'll leave a link so you can read this yourself. This is an actual quote from Daesh itself. And a few of the words I'm not going to pronounce correctly. The presence of the Caliphate magnifies the political, social, economic, and emotional impact of any operation carried out by the jihadists against the enraged Crusaders, the West. This magnified impact compels the Crusaders to actively destroy the grey zone themselves, the zone in which many of the hypocrites and deviant innovators living in the West are hiding. The Muslims in the West will quickly find themselves between one of two choices. They either apostatize and adopt the Kufri, infidel religion, so as to live among the Kufar, infidels, without hardship, or they perform hijrah, immigrate to Islamic State, and thereby escape persecution from the Crusader governments and citizens. So, when you guys make statements like Donald Trump have, all of the vigilante attacks that have occurred in the last year against Muslims, every single thing plays into Daesh's hands. Every single vigilante attack, every single bigoted statement against Muslims, all help this violent, extremist, terrorist organization. Now, would you seriously think that what Donald Trump said would be defensible? Of course not. However, that hasn't stopped Pat Robertson and Brian Fisher from trying. Let's look at their stupid videos individually, then point out their lunacy. Thanks to Right Wing Watchblog for these two videos.
A poll I heard about yesterday was taken among American Muslims as to whether they favored Sharia law over the constitutional system we have now. And guess what? A majority of them said, yes, we favor Sharia law. Now, that isn't something as Americans we want. I don't think we want to be cutting off the hands of criminals. I don't think we want husbands to be free to beat their wives. I don't think we ought to stone homosexuals. There are a lot of things we shouldn't do that Sharia mandates, and yet here we have a large group of people that don't want that. And yet Donald Trump said something about keeping people who have those views out of this country, and he has been excoriated all over the world. And so many people, including Republicans, say he's gone too far. The Donald says, I stand by what I said.
So, the first claim from Pat Robertson in regards to the majority of Muslims supporting Sharia over the Constitution. In some parts of the world, yes, many Muslims do support Sharia. But I have no idea what the numbers are like in the US. I am sure, though, that Pat Robertson pulled that out of his ass. Probably. And something else, I also suspect there's a lot of projection in this. A lot of people on the far right wanted to tear down the Constitution and replace it with biblical law. You know, turn the US into the Christian Saudi Arabia. That is something I massively oppose. And I'm not even from the US. I'm Australian. As to what we disagree with that the Quran supports, yes, there are a lot of stuff that the Quran supports that we condemn in society today. Pat, how about all the stuff in the Bible that are condemned by society today? Rape, slavery, pedophilia, racism, misogyny. In regards to stoning people for things that isn't even a crime, such as working on the Sabbath, children talking back to you, adulterers, homosexuals. It's just so much stuff that we condemn in society today that the Bible supports. In addition, the Quran's basically split into two halves. There's the first half, what most Muslims will use to guide their faith, which is prior to Muhammad's conflict with the Christians and the Jews. And the second half of the Quran, which is after Muhammad's conflict with the Jews and Christians, which is what Daesh and them use. Donald Trump is a bigot, and so are you, Pat. And as to Donald Trump being excoriated around the world, good! What he said was playing straight into Daesh's hands. That's exactly what they want, the West to turn on Muslims. So that was stupid, to say the least. But now on to the other piece of shit on the far right, Brian Fisher.
Donald Trump is exactly right. Donald Trump is right. We have got to suspend Islamic immigration, this unvetted Islamic immigration, until we can figure out how to stop this toxic poison coming into this country. We're not saying all Muslims are carriers of this toxic poison, but the problem is we don't know who is a carrier and who is not. It's like the Ebola virus. Remember when the Ebola virus hit, We simply banned travel from any country where there was an Ebola outbreak. We just said we cannot take the risk. Well, Islam is the Ebola virus of culture. And you know what Trump is saying, look, we cannot take a chance on importing more of this virus into our culture. You know, when we put that ban on travel from Ebola countries, we were not saying that everybody who comes into this country from that country is going to be an Ebola virus carrier. We're not saying that. We're not stereotyping everybody. We're not demonizing everybody. We're not saying you're all carriers. We are simply saying we don't know who is carrying the virus and who is not. And we've got a responsibility to protect the health of our people, so we're going to have to suspend travel from that part of the world for our own protection.
So the first claim made by Brian Fisher. No, we are not allowing Muslims in with no vetting process. The vetting process is very rigorous, and it is designed to make sure the people who claim they're refugees are actually refugees. So the claim of, we don't know who carries the Islamism. That is what the fucking vetting process is for, you moron. The Americans are taking Muslims through this rigorous vetting process. As for Brian Fisher comparing Muslims to Ebola, wow. That is fucking retarded. There's no other statement to say that. That's fucking retarded. That is incredibly degrading, dehumanizing, stereotyping, demonizing, alienating, and playing further into Daesh's hands. He then tries to say that he isn't stereotyping when he is. He tries to say he isn't demonizing when he is. And his whole rant of stupidity is based on a lie. There is a vetting process, Brian, a very thorough vetting process. Your hatred is stereotyping and demonizing Muslims and encouraging Islamophobia, which all plays into Daesh's hands. Finally, before I go, I just want to conclude this rant with a petition created in the United Kingdom to ban Donald Trump from entering the UK. Quote, petition, block Donald J. Trump from UK entry. The signatories believe Donald J. Trump should be banned from UK entry. The UK has banned entry to many individuals for hate speech. The same principle should apply to everyone who wishes to enter the UK. If the United Kingdom is to continue applying the unacceptable behaviour criteria to those who wish to enter its borders, it must be fairly applied to the rich as well as poor and the weak as well as powerful. Now you would think that this petition wouldn't get very many signatures. I happen to know a lot of people who, on the comments section of a couple of the videos that were made relating to this, they thought it was a joke. I don't think it's a joke. It's got more than 500,000 signatures, and there are people in Parliament who actually agree with the petition. A lot of people think Donald Trump is too bigoted to come into the UK. I personally think, let him in. Then completely and utterly annihilate him in debates and show him for the bigoted fool that he is. So that's my video today. There are a few things I wanted to cover in this video, and I'm glad I was able to cover it in one video. Please rate, comment, share and subscribe, and have a great day, everyone.